It was a peaceful evening in Green Hill Zone. The sun dipped low on the horizon, painting the sky in shades of gold, pink, and lavender. The wind whispered through the trees, carrying the sweet scent of wildflowers. Amy Rose sat on her favorite hill, gazing at the beautiful sunset, her thoughts wandering as she absent-mindedly twirled a flower in her hand. Her mind was on a certain blue hedgehog who, as always, seemed to be racing far ahead, leaving her to dream about what it would be like if he slowed down, just for a moment, to notice her suddenly. As if on cue, a familiar gust of wind blew past Amy, rustling her quills. Before she could react, Sonic appeared right beside her, grinning his usual confident smile. His eyes sparkled with the energy and mischief that Amy had grown so fond of. "Hey Amy," Sonic said, plopping down beside her. "Whatcha thinking about? The sunset or me?" Amy blushed, startled by how easily Sonic could fluster her. "Sonic, I was just enjoying the view." She quickly tried to regain her composure. Sonic chuckled and leaned back, resting his hands behind his head as he too took in the view. "Yeah, it's pretty nice, isn't it? I needed a break from all the running around. So, what do you say we take a little walk?" Amy's heart fluttered. Spending time with Sonic without him speeding off into the distance was a rare treat. "That sounds wonderful," she said, her eyes lighting up with excitement. The two set off through the rolling hills of Green Hill Zone, walking side by side. The evening air was cool and pleasant, and the glow of the setting sun cast long, gentle shadows across the landscape. They wandered through meadows of blooming flowers, occasionally stopping to admire the beauty of the landscape. Amy couldn't help but feel like she was in a dream, walking with Sonic under the fading light. As they passed a field of sparkling waterfalls, Sonic suddenly darted ahead, stopping by a patch of tall grass. He looked back at Amy with a playful grin. "Think you can catch me, Amy?" Amy laughed, knowing she could never match Sonic's speed. But she was always up for a game. "You're on, Sonic." Sonic zigzagged through the fields, never quite letting Amy catch up, but always staying within sight. As she chased him, Amy felt a surge of joy. This was her Sonic, always playful and full of life. Eventually, Sonic slowed down, allowing Amy to catch him near a small stream that sparkled under the twilight sky. "Got you," Amy said, playfully pushing him as she caught her breath. Sonic laughed, his eyes shining with amusement. All right, you win this time." He winked and nudged her with his elbow. "Let's make it more interesting. There's something happening in the village tonight. I was planning on checking it out. Care to join me?" Curious, Amy nodded. "What's going on?" Sonic grinned and motioned for her to follow. "Come on, you'll see." As they approached the village, the glow of lanterns and the sound of music filled the air. The entire village square was alive with activity. Colorful lights hung from the trees, and couples danced under the starlit sky. It was the annual Festival of Hearts, a celebration of love and friendship. Amy's heart skipped a beat when she realized what kind of festival it was. She glanced nervously at Sonic, unsure of how he would react, but to her surprise, Sonic seemed completely at ease. "Looks fun, huh?" he said casually, scanning the lively scene. "Wanna dance, Amy?" Amy's heart fluttered even more. Dance with Sonic? This was the moment she had always dreamed of, but she felt a wave of shyness wash over her. Still, the warmth of the festival and the thought of being close to Sonic gave her courage. "I'd love to," she stammered, smiling shyly. Sonic took her hand, and they made their way to the center of the village square. The music was lively yet gentle, and the other couples twirled gracefully around them. Sonic, though not exactly the type to slow down, found his rhythm and began to dance with Amy, spinning her gently as they moved to the music. His usual confidence translated into a smooth, relaxed style that made Amy feel like she was floating as they danced. The world around them seemed to fade away. Amy couldn't believe this was happening. Here she was, dancing with Sonic under the stars, surrounded by laughter and music. She smiled up at him, her heart racing not from the dance, but from being so close to him. "You're not so bad at this, Sonic," Amy teased, her cheeks glowing pink. Sonic smirked, spinning her around again. "Well, I have to be good at something besides running, right?" The two shared a laugh, and as the music softened, Sonic slowed their dance, holding Amy's hand gently. For a moment, he looked at her with a softness in his eyes that she had never seen before. "Hey, Amy," he said, his voice lower and more sincere. "You know I appreciate all the times you've chased after me. I may not say it much, but it means a lot that you're always there." Amy felt her heart swell with emotion. "I'll always be there for you, Sonic. You're the one I care about most." Sonic gave her hand a little squeeze and smiled. "Same here, Amy." As the song came to an end, Sonic and Amy left the dance floor, walking hand in hand back toward the quiet hills of Green Hill Zone. The festival continued behind them, but the two of them were content in their own little world, the warmth of the moment lingering in the cool night air. They strolled through the meadows once more, now under a blanket of stars, talking and laughing about the silly games they used to play, and remembering old adventures. Sonic led Amy to the top of a hill overlooking the sparkling river. "Thanks for the dance, Amy," Sonic said, leaning back and gazing up at the stars. "It was nice." Amy sat beside him, her heart feeling full. "Anytime, Sonic." As they sat together watching the stars twinkle above, Amy couldn't help but think that maybe, just maybe, Sonic wasn't so far ahead of her after all.